Alright, welcome back to the roamingkiwi.locals.com. I'm your host, Kyron Callahan, and together we are driving today from the park at Bayfield, I think, Bayfield Park, that's it, in Dunedin. That's where we were for the 3-day event that we held in Dunedin. And it was a pretty jam-packed and action-packed kind of fair down there at the Bayfield Park. So we, I think, don't even know exactly how many thousands of people we had through, but very busy. So I was feeling very sung out by the time I got to the end of the weekend. I was thanking my lucky stars to be on the road. So yeah, we're just on the southern motorway here, headed out of Dunedin south, and the reason I'm headed south is because I was going to go and spend the night in Mosgiel and have some really nice Indian. There's one of my favorite Indian restaurants there, and yeah, stayed the night there very quickly and then kind of continued my journey south, but we're going to see that soon. So at the moment I'm actually still in the South Island. We've probably got about 2 weeks left here in the South Island at the moment, and I'll be very soon back in the North Island. So I'm just kind of playing some catch up on some of this content for you guys, and I know that you've been wanting to see the next leg of the journey, so I was trying to find the footage. I'm not really sure what happened to some of my footage, but I've tried to make the best of what I've got. So this journey I think is pretty complete, but yeah, obviously as I said, I was coming into Mosgiel here for the evening, so that's why the day suddenly turned to night. So I'm staying down here at the rugby field grounds, and there's like I was going to change my position, I think that's what it was. Yeah, there we go. So this is the rugby park in Mosgiel, and it's got 2 massive rugby fields, or several in fact, and you can stay there in Freedom Camp for the night. So heading back, I think I got up about maybe 8 that morning, so I must have slept pretty good, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get up that early. I just sort of beat it straight out of there. I was looking for a bank to begin with, so I stopped and walked around the corner and tried to find a bank, and then I came back and tried to merge with the traffic. It took me a little while. There we go. So straight out of Mosgiel back onto the Southern Highway, State Highway 1 I think it is. This is not State Highway 1 at the moment. This is just one of the arterial roads that connects Mosgiel to the rest of South Otago. Yeah, nice roads, relatively pothole free most of the time. Nice little hedgerows. It reminds me of driving through English countryside during New Zealand as well, though. This is the main highway here. My truck's travelling pretty good at the moment, so I haven't really had that many problems with it since I did an overhaul on the water pump and the radiator and all the cooling system. I might need to give it another oil change very soon, because I'm pretty sure that the oil will be nice and black again, because it's done a fair few miles since I left home. I'm not even sure exactly how many. I do know that throughout the entire course of the season, I do about 12,750 kilometres. I know that much because I had record of how many road kilometres I purchased one year. Yeah, so at the moment we're on the road to Benhar, and a lot of the countryside on the left and the right is like, it's obviously old swampland, and some of it's being drained and turned into farmland, and some of it as we're coming through is actually really untouched. So as we come closer to that part of South Otago, you'll see what I'm talking about on the left and the right. And a lot of this countryside here is actually what's left over from massive glacial deposits at the end of the last ice age. As it was, all the ice was covering the land, it was grinding over the countryside and causing the land to look very rolling and smooth, and yeah, that's typical of glaciation, and then it also does things like leaves behind big boulders and rocks, and it usually has a type of soil that they call loess, which is normally quite loamy and white, and that's quite common in areas that have had glaciation for thousands of years. So all of that is actually what's left over of all the grinding rock of like thousands and thousands of years of ice grinding over top of the surface of the earth. And as it retreats, it slowly retreats. It doesn't usually retreat instantly or anything like that. As you can imagine, it slowly melts over the course of many hundreds of years, or maybe thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of years. And then you suddenly get a big thaw, which obviously the majority of the land mass is no longer covered by ice, and only the peaks of the mountains are, and that kind of stuff. It's kind of amazing, really. And this is one of the reasons why South Otago's got such rich soil, and also the way it explains why the country does what it does. It rolls by, it looks really beautiful as you're driving. So yeah, I hope you guys learnt something. I found out about these things when I went to one of the museums here in South Otago, so I'm just regurgitating what I learnt through good public education systems. Yeah, if you've got anything to add to that, then make sure you add it in the comments. Coming into Benhar, one of the cool things about it is that it used to be a settlement that produced lots of brick. So it had a brickery, and it had a brick pit, or a clay pit I should say, and it was probably not too dissimilar from little towns like it in Scotland and in Northern Europe, which is where most of the inhabitants for it came, and they were imported by the company that owned the brickery to produce bricks for the municipality of Balclutha. So there we go. And it's a very interesting little town with a little church. It's where my friend Tony lives. It's where the book Hamilton Parker, The Travelling Cat, comes from. And thanks for watching, guys, and hope you tune in for the next episode of the RoamingKiwi.locals.com. Thank you.